Hi everyone, this is Akshay and welcome to the System Design Series lecture number 6. In this lecture, we will discuss about um, stateless architecture and stateful architecture. And I will tell you more cool things about what is stateless architecture, what is stateful architecture, and which is more powerful, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of stateful and stateless architectures. First, I will First, I will tell you about stateful architecture and then I will explain you about stateless architecture. First one is, see, here the state indicates the session data of the client. Here the session data means like the username of the client, like the email, the password, and his profile is called as session data of the client. See, when when the client sends an HTTP request to the server. This server has only information about client A. Means, see, there are, let's say there is a website called as xyz.com. See, there is a website xyz.com. See, if this website has three web servers, server 1, server 2, and server 3, and let's say there is a we have, this is client A and this is server 1. We will draw another two servers and two clients. Now with this diagram you will understand what is stateful architecture. If this is client B also sending HTTP request to a server 2. Now server 2 has information about, like, what is the information means session data, like his credentials in users B, client or client B, information in server 2. Let's say we have another client, client C, sending HTTP request to server 3. See, this xyz.com website has three servers, server 1, server 2, and server 3. Means this website is maintaining three servers. Now what I have told you is client A's information is stored in server 1 but not in server 2 and server 3. Client B's information means that session data, that sessions data is stored in only in server 2, not in server 1 and server 3. Let's say imagine client C's data stored in server 1, not stored in server 1 and server 2. Client C's session data stored only in server 3. Now the problem is, this server, let's say client A wants to visit using his session data, using his credentials. Client A wants to access the website, but the thing is, if uh, if the client A's request goes to server 2. Now if let's say if client A's request goes to server 2, then the authentication will be failed. Or if client A's request, HTTP request, goes to server 3, then the authentication will be failed, because client A's session data is not stored in server 2, and client A's session data is not stored in session 3. Same as the case with client B and client C also. Client B, if your client B's HTTP request goes to server 1 and or server 3, the authentication will be failed. So the problem is, every time server A only depends on, sorry, every time client A only depends on server 1. Client A, if the case, let's say there is a, let's say we can think a scenario like, if server 1 goes down, if server 1 goes down, now user A cannot, even though we have two servers, user A cannot access the website. Now this is a problem in this stateful architecture. See, why even though there is a problem, sorry, even though there is a problem in this stateful architecture, some, for some kind of uh, things we use stateful architecture. I will tell you for what we use, uh, for what situations we use stateful architecture. Since we are talking about the state from the first onwards, so uh, I will tell you about two things called as cookies and sessions. I think you have heard about cookies. See, when you visit any website, you will get a pop-up like this called as cookie settings. We use cookies similar technologies, and we generally don't read this paragraph, and we just click on this accept button and we scroll the website and watch the website and do our actions on the website. But we don't know what happens when you click on this cookies button. See, generally there are two things I have told you about. There are cookies and there are sessions. See, whenever you click on this accept button, a file will be created on your browser. Means when you click on this accept button, if this is your computer, a file will be created on your computer, which stores only kbs of data, which stores only kbs of data about means about you, your data. Means why uh, companies use this trick to store a file on your computer? Because they use this trick to track you, means to give a better user experience. Let us say I give you an example for this. Let us say you're doing a shopping in an e-commerce website. You're doing shopping in an e-commerce website. So you have you like a product. When you click on you have a click on add cart button. Add cart button, you have click on add. So when you click on this add, there is a cart symbol in this website. In this cart an item will be added, one item will be added since you clicked on this product. So even even you visit after 5 minutes the same website, you can see that one on this card symbol because of the cookies. And also I will give another example of same like where cookies are used. See, um, when you click on any website, see, when you log in any website, when you create an account and when you log in any website, and again after 5 minutes and after 10 minutes, if you again visit the same website, you are not signed out because of cookies. You don't need to log in again to the same website using your credentials because of the cookies know that okay, because of the because of the cookies file, the website recognizes the okay, he is the user, and everything will be set. Because of cookies, the website can recognize you, so you don't need to log in again after 10 minutes or 15 minutes because of cookies. Of course there is a expiration time for cookies also. It depends upon the types of cookies, like temporary cookies or permanent cookies. Now I will tell you about sessions means these are also type of cookies, but these are stored on the server side. I will repeat again. Sessions sessions are stored on the server side, cookies are stored on client side. If you visit the website, a session id is created. Let's say you have visited this website, a session id is created. When a session id is created, the session this a file will be created on the server, on that website server. A file will be created, a small file will be created, but this file is very safe when compared to the cookie file. Session file is very safe because, see, because cookie file is stored on our computer. Let's say, see, cookie file is stored on our computer. Anybody can hack this. When a malicious hacker, if hacks your computer, he can hack easily, because he can hack this cookie file easily because it's in your client side. Means our general computers have these files, right? We use general purpose computers, so it's a normal computer. A hacker can hack, can hack easily. But it's not easy to hack a server, right? So the files stored on the server side, these session files are very safe when compared to the cookie files. And these session files can store mbs of data when compared to the cookie files. And there is also expiration policy for session files also. Hope you guys understand about two things what I have told, like cookies and sessions. Why we are discussing about cookies and sessions? Because we are discussing about stateful architecture. Now we will discuss about another thing called as stateless architecture. Hope you guys understood what I have explained till now. I have explained stateful architecture. I have explained cookies. I have explained about sessions. Why we use cookies and sessions in stateful architecture. Even though we don't use stateful architecture, if we use stateless architecture also, we use cookies, but it's in a different way. Now we'll discuss about stateless architecture. Stateless architecture. So let's discuss about stateless architecture. Till now, we have discussed about stateful architecture, right? What we have observed in stateful architecture is, see, see, in stateful architecture, every request goes to one server. Means for every client, there is a corresponding server. For a client A, there is a corresponding server one. Client B, there is corresponding server two. So same as C also. But in stateless architecture, the thing is different, and it's very scalable. See, when we have three clients, we have bunch of web servers. We have bunch of web servers. Every request goes to different servers. See, in the same diagram in stateful architecture, what I have explained, I just modified the diagram in the stateless architecture. See, when client A send an HTTP request, it can goes to any server. We have bunch of servers. Let's say we have 10 servers. It can goes to any server. There is no issue. But the thing is, in stateful architecture, we have stored our files in our session files. We have stored these session files. Just a second. Pick no. See, we have stored these session files. In stateful architecture, we have stored our session files in servers. If this is the server, I have stored session files here. I have stored session files in the servers. But in stateless architecture, we don't do like this. In stateless architecture, we store session files in a separate database storage. See, we fetch data from a shared data storage. It's a shared data storage. We get this data from a shared data storage. See, when an HTTP request sent by client A, B, C simultaneously or not simultaneously, whatever it may be, they take the data, they use web servers as in medium, and they take the data, the session data, whatever the data it might be, from the shared data storage. So the thing is, okay, why we use this? We have also stateful architecture, right? See, in this, I have said we have 10 web servers, but adding a web server and removing a web servers is very easy. Even in this 10 bunch of web servers, even you two web servers got failed, 8 web servers will work, will fine, and we can add easily another web server because of the scalability in this stateless architecture. But in a stateful architecture, it's not that much easy to adding a server or removing a server, because that server stores the session files about the user, so authentication will be failed. So I have discussed in stateful architecture. See, in this there is no problem of authentication failure because of the data is stored in the shared data storage. uh, where the web servers just helps to route route this HTTP request to the shared data storage. That's it. So these are the things we have learned in this episode, sorry, in this lecture about stateful architecture, stateless architecture, cookies, and sessions. These are very cool things, and we'll also learn for the more interesting things. In the next lecture, I will discuss about database sharding, and that's a very interesting concept. We use some sort of hashing in database chatting. So see you soon in the next lecture. Bye.